It's time to announce it. It's not noon yet. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning yet. And we just passed the 9,000 mark of our today's special value. 9,000 of you have said, okay, this is a tradition. I'm not waiting. I'm going for it. I can't have the $200,000 car, the multi-million-dollar house, but I can have the best in class when it comes to a great filet. You deserve the reserve. Rastelli, for the 5th year in a row, the #1 food brand on QVC, and this is their best-selling steak. Guys, I'm picking it up as a gift right now. You can get the December shipment, and you're not even billed until it's shipped. Here we go. 10 of these. They're 5-ounce. They're black Angus. They're aged. I just learned a little tip now, the winter time, right? A little more marbling in the cattle, actually, when you get closer to winter. Guys, this is the one to pick up today. So the #1 food brand, their #1 bestseller, and you got it on sale for $15.99. Ray Rastelli's here. By the way, our buddy Chris, stay tuned, because Chris is going to blow you away. He is a chef, and in a little bit, we're going to show you how to take this steak to places it's never, ever been before. So keep watching. It's an amazing demonstration. But Ray, congratulations on 5 years in a row.
Thank you. We feel blessed to be here, and I will tell you that it's our 48th anniversary today, Rick.
48 years today
years since we opened that very little butcher shop. Yes.
Your brand.
Yep. So we're really proud of that. But what I'm really excited about is, as a tradition, the Filet Mignon has been a tradition in my family for Christmas or Christmas Eve. Now bringing it to you for the 5th year in a row, and I want to tell you that what you're seeing here is a steak that's going to melt in your mouth. Just the way the butter is melting into that steak is the way that this steak is going to just melt in your mouth with every bite. And
I had 2 the other night. Yeah. My son Josh had them. They're individually packaged. We thawed them out. We seared them on the pan, on a cast iron skillet. Lots of ways you can make them. Just a few minutes. Pop the Epicurean butter on there, and they melt in your mouth. So here's what you're getting. Come on in if you're a fan. If you've already picked them up in the past, 1-800-395-1601. You're getting 10 of these. It's a real simple proposition. Call, click. You don't throw the seasoning away accidentally. The seasoning's money. It's fantastic. You get that fantastic Epicurean butter along with it. You get the guide. Nobody does the guides like Ray. Just follow the guide. You will have the perfect steak every single time. You can get it right now if you want to. A gift for you right now. You can get it November 11th if you want to. Any night of the week is filet night. Or, this is my recommendation. This is it. 12-9. Call, click, reserve. You deserve the reserve. And guess what? That's going to be sent to anyone across the country. Shipping on December 9th. They're going to love it because they're going to open it up. And what are they going to get? They're going to get these amazing, amazing reserves. So here's the story on the price. $15.99. Normally $250. I went to a nice steakhouse the other night, but I got the burger. The burger is $20.
Yes.
You can now get a filet mignon for $15.99. So it's a steal of a deal. It's actually the same price as last year, is it?
It is the same price as last year. And that took us a year to work with the QVC buyers and our ranchers, right? Going back to the ranchers and saying, you know, we've sold over 4 million of these fillets. Our QVC family wants them again. We've got to keep the price the same. We were able to do that with everything else going. So I'm just thrilled that we were able to get here.
Okay, this guy is the butcher. He's the owner as well. With 7-star restaurants in Dubai, he's also your corner butcher. Let's get into the filet, and let's just a little education here, because I know you love to educate our viewers.
I do, and it's really simple. Here's what we've done. Just what you had said, Rick. You take your filet out. You actually thaw your filet so that it's room temperature. Drop your seasoning right on top when you drop it in that hot skillet, and you'll notice that garlic herb butter on top of there.
Look at that.
That's actually going to melt into the filet. And let me show you. Let me show you how quickly we're going to get these done. But look at this. Now, all I want to do, and this is what you're going to find they do in a restaurant. All they do is this, Rick.
Let's keep it coming back.
It just keeps that garlic herb butter right on top. And as I continue to do that, in less than 5 minutes, I am going to have the most perfect filet mignon.
So you don't even broil that? You don't even put that in the broiler?
You don't have to,
right?
You can if you'd like. You can drop it in an oven
I didn't when we made ours.
You don't need to, but this is a nice hot skillet.
The butter,
and the key is the butter, right? The butter is just melting into every
This is going to be, you are
cranny.
worth this, guys. Right? Any guy on your list right now, get him the steaks. Hey, you know what? You can cut these in half. We're going to show you how to do that in a second. But they're the perfect size, 5-ounce, perfect for a dinner for 2. In your own home, best steakhouse in town is your own home, and that's almost done.
It is almost. Look at how fast that was done. Now, I was about 2 minutes on one side. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, and I want you to see how beautiful the sear is on this. Look at that. And what you're seeing is you're seeing the real natural herbs that are inside of that garlic herb butter.
So good.
And look at this. This is why when you go to a great steakhouse, this is why it tastes so wonderful. Now, if you start with the Reserve Angus beef, again, the highest quality that we can get, only 4% of all cattle, Rick, actually qualify for this. But we take every ounce of fat, every piece of gristle off of this. So you're going to eat from one end to the other. You're going to be absolutely thrilled with this.
I know
filet
that
mignon.
you've said this before, but it's also the quality of the beef. Duh, right? The Black Angus story. But then it's the aging process as well.
That's
that
right.
breaks down the fibers of the meat.
So part of our reserve quality is we're actually aging this for 45 days. But Rick, it all starts on the farm. And that happens to be my farm, where you're going to see these beautiful Black Angus cattle. And there's a reason we use Black Angus. They're the finest cattle in the world for steaks. That's why all these steakhouses. And that filet right there is at a great steakhouse right around the corner from us.
But that's a $40 steak.
Yep, who uses this same exact
Telling you right now.
5-ounce filet. And you know what he puts on top, Rick? Yep, he puts a dollop of garlic herb butter right on top. So that's the same exact filet that's served at those great steakhouses. Now that's going to come to you right at home.
It's not sort of like the same steak. It's the same steak as the restaurant steak, because that's what this guy supplies. So directly to your door, come on in if you want it. There's not an unlimited amount. What is the filet? Where's it come from?
So
right here.
This is a tenderloin of beef, right? This is the filet mignon. Now you're going to notice there's no fat, no gristle. Everything is cleaned off this. But when we get this at the butcher shop, we're going to age this for 45 days. Then our butchers are going to take every ounce off of here. And then, Rick, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go right into the center, just like through that like butter. Look at that. And here's the filet you're getting at home. I want you to see the quality
it's like
of this filet. I want you to see the marbling in here. This is what you referred to earlier, Rick. I call this meat candy. When you have this kind of filet mignon with this marbling in here, you've got something really special. And what I want you to see is there's no fat on here. There's no fat on either side. You're going to eat from one end to the other, and it's going to take literally minutes for you to be able to cook this filet perfect at home.
By the way, when you order right now a gift for you, then they're all individually wrapped up. So they're going to stay in your freezer. You're going to be good to go, right? You take them out, you thaw them out. What do we have tonight? Oh, wait a minute. We got those fillets in the freezer.
Yes.
Take one out, have it, or give it to someone you love. They're going to love it. Send it across the country. Guess what? It's about tradition, and this is going to become a tradition in your home. In the last 10 minutes, it's $32. It's $15.99.
It's crazy.
For a filet?
And I want you to see the size of these fillets, right? These are full-size fillets. Look at how thick these fillets are as well. Now, what I also want you to know is we blast freeze these and vacuum package these for food safety. We want to make sure that the food we bring to you after it's been aged and after we've cut it and packed it, we blast freeze it. So this will hold up in your freezer for 12 months. But Rick, here's what really I love about this. If you pull this out of your freezer and you stick this in your refrigerator, and you just don't want to cook it that night or the next night or the next night, this will stay in your refrigerator for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 full weeks, you're fine.
3 full weeks fresh. And that's how you want to cook it. Take it out of the package, room temperature. Once you get it to room temperature, drop your seasoning on top, put that butter in the pan like I did, and just go ahead and just bathe it with butter. Give it a bath in that butter.
So how do you make your choice? Now, November 11th or December 9th. You can also do auto delivery. You lock into this. One of the most auto delivered products we have, competing only with the Egg Harbor salmon fillets. And that's $12.9. So lock into that. You lock into the price, $15.99. And now let's have a bite. And then we're going to go visit Chris in a second to show how you can make this into something you might not even thought about when it comes to your filet mignon.
So one of the reasons we've sold over 4 million, and I get this from all the people say, every filet you cut's the same. Of course it's the same. It's consistent. I want you to see what that looks like, right? There's no fat.
Yes, please.
There's no gristle. There you go. Drop that seasoning on top.
Yes, please.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a slice of that, right? Now I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it with a fork, Rick, for you, because, you know, that's not a TV bite.
Guys.
But there you go. Look,
boom.
just with a fork.
That is a fork.
That's a fork.
Tender filet. It's a fork filet, and it's yours. And it melts.
It melts in your mouth.
In your mouth.
Yes.
That is the most tender and flavorful. It's the Epicurean butter, the quality of that aged filet, that seasoning combined. You're worth it. Glass of Cabernet, please. I know it's morning. Come on, so good, so incredibly good, and you're getting 10 of these, and they're perfect every time. So the consistency is going to be there. So in the short time we have, I'm going to come visit Chris.
Okay.
Because we promised that Chris is going to show something Well, you've been with this company for a long time, Chris.
Yes, sir.
With Rastelli?
Yep, 25 years.
This is one filet. What'd you do?
This is the one filet, and all I did, Rick, is I cut it in half. Just like that. I put it in a little bit of saran wrap.
Okay.
And because this is our reserve, it's 45 days aged already.
Cut that in half, okay?
Cut it in half.
They pounded it?
It just with my hand. Because
Wow.
it's so tender, you don't need to pound it. You can just do it with your hand.
What you're seeing here is one filet.
This is one filet. So I'm going to lay it in this garlic butter, Rick, just to show you. Just to show you
It's
how
like a
fast this
cutlet
cooks.
almost, right?
It is.
Wow, but it's filet mignon.
So I'm going to take
I've never seen this before.
our seasoning, right? Our Rastelli seasoning that you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
I'm going to season to one side. Now, watch how fast this cooks. This is literally going to be done in 30
We're live right
seconds.
now. This is one of the 10. So if you take a look at that big color, whatever you want to call it, you're getting 20 of those because you cut it in half. So it's thin, but that's what that take a minute?
So I
Is
think
that done?
35 seconds. So it's going to.
Is that
I'm going
right?
to let it. I'm going to let it sit here for another 10,
I've
literally
never
10
seen
seconds.
anything like that.
So here's the fun part. You can do this with whatever you like. If you want to do it on a baguette,
Instead of a smash burger, it's a smash filet.
it's a smash fillet.
Think about that on a
This
sandwich.
is actually already done.
Wow.
I'm going to take this. I'm going to top it right on this
I've
arugula.
never ever. That looks unbelievable.
And I'm gonna
so
top
by the
this
way,
one.
that fillet now, that's $8.
That's right.
Because that's $16, $15.99. That becomes $8, $8. Wow.
Yeah, now look at this.
Guys, $32 on a credit card. We're very busy on the
We're
phones.
going to do little hollandaise on this one.
Opportunity knocks right now. The immediate ship date. The brand new sauce, by the way, which we love.
This
brand
is
new bottle for the brand new
brand
sauce.
new squeezable bottle. It's actually 25% more. Check this out.
All
this
right.
is what I love on it. It's sweet and savory. This is how I have mine at home, and this is how my wife has hers at home.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to scan what we have in front of us. That little masterpiece you just made. Here it is with the salad, right? Here it is, beautifully done. Here it is with some beautiful shrimp, right? And now it becomes a version of surf and turf with pasta. Look at that.
This is your bruschettas. We're coming
Like
to the holidays
filet bruschetta?
right now, right? This
Can you
is
imagine
perfect
that?
for the holiday.
You can't go wrong. You keep on going, Ray, but you're getting 10 of these with the Epicurean butter and the seasoning for the same price as last year. We just passed it. We just did it. Do we need bells and whistles? Just past 10,000. That means 10,000 times 10. That's how many fillets you're reserving right now. You deserve the reserve. Retail's $2.50. In fact, look at the retail value, because when we got to the retail story here, that comparison, I know we're going to show a little graphic on that retail of $2.50, but that's at Rastelli. So we're talking Rastelli to Rastelli here, Ray.
That's right. And Rick, I took one of these fillets. Look, this was one fillet. All I did was cut it in half. You know why I cut it in half? Because I'm going to make surf and turf. I'm going to take our filet mignon. I cut it in half. Later on, we've got our Faroe Island salmon coming up.
Yes, please, at 11 o'clock.
One of them, I cut that in half. So with one piece of salmon and one piece of filet, I made two surf and turfs.
One filet,
And one.
glass of wine, and you've got the best. Look at the best restaurant in town.
Look at that.
It's right there.
Yes.
Right, that's the Empty Nester Dinner. That's my wife and I. That's the Empty Nester Dinner, 5-star restaurant. It just happens to be where you live. M93038. There's one catch. Price goes away. So lock into it while it's still here. It's done once a year. We're not doing it for the rest of the season. This is the only order of the year, the only opportunity, unless you get on auto delivery. The company started 48 years ago. It debuted on QVC how many years ago now, Ray?
Oh, just about almost 10 now.
Almost
Coming
10
up in
now.
10, yes.
And it's become our #1 food brand, and this is now the #1 bestseller. We do it 5 years in a row. You're locking in right now, locking into the same price. It's the filet mignon. It's the king of steaks.
It really is. And when you start with Black Angus, you age it for 45 days, and only 4% of all the finest cattle in the world get into this filet. And then we cut this, trim it by hand, every single piece, take every ounce of fat and gristle off it, vacuum package it, blast freeze it. When it comes to your home, you've got a 5-star steakhouse filet mignon sitting in your freezer for you to take out anytime and cook as easy as I did.
You guys, masters, me, idiot, not a master, but I will tell you, for the sophistication and the quality of it, it's actually incredibly easy to do.
Simple to do.
Don't overcook it.
No,
Like I just seared it in a pan. I love the searing and the caramelization that happens, right? I flipped it, Epicurean butter, just roll that over the top, and baby, it's done. And it doesn't take that long to do.
No.
We've got Oregon and Lori who's picking up 3 sets today. Lori from Oregon, say hello to Team Rastelli.
Hi, Laura.